Okay, I have initiated phase one of my operation. And as you can see, I've chopped the countertop back and all them upper cabinets have been gutted out of here with all their accessories. Except that little light over in the corner there, which basically, I'm not sure how I'm going to rewire that later on. I might use that as a motor for a duct or whatnot. Or I might just box it off and throw it in the back of the wall. But next phase will be take the refrigerator, shift it over here against this wall, and of course take this sucker back apart. That's a pain in the ass, but it's got to be done. And let's see, up above the fridge you can see that little toggle switch, and we got that electric there, which I'll probably be shifting them over to make better use of them. And of course one of them might get boxed off too. We'll see about that. I'm gonna wing it as I go and find out where I get, and that's about it for that. Okay, I took the fireplace apart and it's over here up against the wall down there. Now I've also ripped into this wall, and as you can see, it's quite a mess of wires running up in here, so that's going to have to be contended with. Seems that there used to be a fan right here that was broken, and they got the wiring all rigged up in here. Loose wire right there, and then you got this mess right here, which is, what a mess. And all this switching running to it. Now this wire here is running over to that light that was on the wall there. Now that light I'm not going to be using. The main juice to this is coming down from the ceiling, so what I'm going to do is get rid of all this shit and get this mess right off the wall here. And I'm going to move that box up over here. I'm going to put that box right in that hole right there on this side. And later I'm going to use that for running a fan, for a vent. I'm going to put a vent up in there. So that's what we're going to have. That stud right there in the middle is where it's going to get cut out at. And the heater's going to be right in this area, so I'm going to box this all off and see if I can metal it in good so I don't have no fire. I want to get it completely, and up top there, up against the top, I'm going to cut that little board out underneath, and I'm going to run a big header across there because I'm going to have to bolt my chimney stack up to that shit, see, so I need something sturdy for the chimney stack. So I'll get back to you. Okay, it appears that the electric that was going to the box in the corner there came off of that box right there, which was over here, and what it did was it fed that light, plus it fed that fan that was buried inside the wall. I guess that was an old outlet fan because the stove used to be there at one time. Alright, now due to the fact that the particle board is so weak on this floor and that cast iron stove is so heavy, I think it's got to be at least 300 pounds or better, I got plywood and put a piece of plywood down right there, right over top of that shit. Covered up a old heat duct too that used to run under the floor, which is no good because it was all rusted out from being so ancient. Patched it up one time with a piece of metal and caulking and stuff to keep the bugs from coming in, but it is basically useless. So what we got here is I cut out the stud right over there, right in the middle there, and there's down at the bottom there, just above that sheetrock where it's cut off, you can see where the little stud's sticking up. That's going to be about my center point for the vent pipe. So what I'm going to do is cap that off, and I'll put a big header right across the top here where I can bolt my piping to and everything, and probably some intermittent stuff in between. But I have to do that, wing it as I go, because I'm not sure exactly how big my metal box is going to be for my vent pipe work, or exactly where it's going to be positioned at. My guess is it's going to be somewhere probably about not even halfway up that window right there, as far as the height goes. And it's probably going to be about center way of that stud that I cut off there in the middle of the wall. So you're probably looking right near where that stupid vent is. I'm going to have to pull that thing out and put a piece of metal over top of that, because it's sort of right up in the way of what I want to do. So that is that. And let me go ahead and shut her down and get back to y'all. Okay, here's what we've got. I got this header up here. Got a 2x6 with some 2x4s bolted to these studs. I got metal wrapped around this. I've done that using some regular sheet metal. This is going to be for a fire barrier. Okay, I got a metal plate down here. Well, that's a 2x4 with metal wrapped around it also. I decided it's going to be too much bullshit due to the cosmetic problems outside, and I'm going to leave this in, but I am going to run a metal stud down here and another metal stud over here, and then I'm going to run one for my header for the box, which that'll be a little bit later on. And I'll wing it as I go. So far everything's coming along good. And I just wanted to do a quick update. This metal here is in no way gonna cut into this wire that's folded over and stuff. So that wire there is perfectly safe. And when I run my stud, it's probably gonna be right about here where I run a stud. And that's going to box that wire out of the heat range too, so if any heat does get up there, hopefully I won't have no problem with that. I am going to be shifting my heater over a few more inches, which I'm not too worried about that stuff over there, because I'm going to take the wall over there and probably move it a few feet out anyway, so that'll be out of the way. Anyhow, that's my update. Okay, so we have box. And that's the actual box right there. That's the area that it's going in, right off the side of that thing. Decided just to put a stud over here. And of course this header right here is because I'm going to be breaking some door board right there. That's going to be where the door board breaks. So, and then I'm just going to put some shit up top there for now. But basically this lower box right here that you're looking at, that is where I'm going to make the frame and the spindle so I can vent my stack. And oh boy, got so much junk on the floor about falling on my butt trying to walk around in here. But basically that's the progress so far. Been slow but steady. And it's sunny outside, but it's definitely getting cold, and it's supposed to get colder yet, so hopefully I can get my act together and get this baby knocked out so I got some heat up in here.